Hello, everyone. I think this is working. I've been told to wait like a second or two for it to start, but I think. There we go. YouTube says that we're live. Come on, YouTube, show me the picture. There we are. We have it. All right. Hello, everyone. It's evening on Friday, November 5th, 2021. I am chilling out here in beautiful coastal California. It is almost sunset. I could be at the beach watching the sunset, but instead I am playing a one-on-one Kriegspiel. I'm playing against someone I'm not sure who my opponent is. I know who's here, but I'm not sure which of them. Mr. Salt. Oh, okay, well I have an opponent who's playing the Union. I am playing excuse me, not playing the coughing, but that is a sure way to defeat the enemy, right? Sickness and disease. My goodness. I apologize for that. I am playing as the Confederates. I am commanding a Confederate Corps. I am General Longstreet. We are coming in to Bull Run. This is a meeting engagement. And it's all fictional, of course, but we are coming in here. And our objective is to hold or deny the enemy that crossroads. Now, I think there are some pretty obvious defensive positions, right? Henry House Hill, this position here. I don't know that I have to worry about this hill here. It's in the rear. And the enemy is expected to be coming from this direction. Here is a fantastic place to defend right here. I might want to put something over here just in case. I could put forces here. But ultimately, and I think right here is probably a good idea. By the way, this is why you should not play on maps that have unit positions on them because it informs player choices. Although I will say that right here, this looks like a pretty good disposition. And I wonder if I want to put something here. Obviously, here's a fording, right? Here's a fording. I might not normally defend it, but you see how those positions are marked? In which case, it is possible he could come all the way around through the south. I need to mind that. Now, I don't have any cavalry. I don't have the means of scouting the enemy. I do have 4 batteries of artillery. So I think what I'm going to do to aid my commander, and it looks like I only have 2 battalions in each brigade. Okay. Is probably set up forces in such a way and then send him a screenshot and then he'll know what my intent will be. And I don't want to put my better troops up front. So let's put these units in reserve for the moment. They'll go here in reserve. That's their destination. And what I'm doing is I'm just positioning my troops in such a way as to indicate to the umpire, hey, this is where he wants his units to be. Okay, they're going to go there. I've got 2 more brigades of veteran quality troops. So I'm going to put one here, like this. And I'm going to put a battery with each of these. Okay, you need to get those batteries up there. We're going to need those. I almost wonder if this is a waste to put a battery here. I don't think the enemy's going to come through that way at all. It's almost like a glorified reserve position. But if I put a battery here, I'll just stack it there to indicate that there's going to be a certain amount of redundance there. And I'll put these troops here, and I'll put the second battery here. Okay, this is just the most likely route of enemy approach. So I want to make sure that I have it covered. And these units here can actually go into a reserve position as well. They can go to reserve back here. That'll do. Oh, look. Historically, they had reserves there as well. It makes sense. It's just a logical place to put them. Put these units here. Here. Let me take a look at these grid squares. I wonder if I need to put a battery here. Sort of a defilade fire position. And that's pretty brutal for the baddies. Alright. Let's see here. And of course, we need to position our supplies, which will park. Guess I'll put them forward since they are going to be right here. Put General Anderson here. And there we have it. Now, I need my second brigade. Okay, I think I put these guys forward. Put them here. And that should do it. That should defend that area up there. Now, I want to get these units and put them into position. And let's see here. It's a pretty decent core here. I'm going to put one here. One here.
Hey, Marshall, just to the north of you, there's a parallel road. Would you like to have your other division on that road?
Let's see. Okay, hang on. You mean coming in?
Going to Haymarket.
Not necessarily, no. What I'm actually doing is I'm setting everything up right now in the desired position. If anything, I would want them south of me, but
Okay.
no, I think just have them come in on the road. I regret that I'm playing on a map that has unit positions on it. I can't help but think it's prejudicing some of my decision making.
Ah,
But it is what
yeah.
it is. It is what it is. But it's a beautiful map, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. I have my positioning ready. I have everything set up. So anytime you want to review my goal or my destination, I can actually just screen cap this.
Yeah, just give me a second here. I'm setting up your
It's
order
just
of march.
gonna be a little zoomed out, but then if you want, I can zoom in and give you detailed views here. Here we
Okay.
go. Okay, so I've got it like this. Let me save as. So this is what I intend to do, and then this actually allows you to fast forward it if you want. You can fast forward because unless something happens that dramatically changes the situation, I'm not going to change my orders. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not one of those who changes orders every opportunity, you know.
Alrighty. Let me
I
take a look
have
at your stream then.
I have a plan and it is a good plan. Let me see here. There we go. And here is okay, so there's that. I've sent that to you. Now I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so I sent you a screenshot, or I posted it in my Red One chat.
Yep, I see it.
Okay, and now let's take a look at the detail view here. So this is what I'm hoping to get. So this is in the north
Yeah, okay.
in here. So basically, I'm taking over these hills. I have these two units in reserve, Mahone's and Amisted's.
Okay.
I have Pryor and Wright defending the main crossing at Bull Run at the Stone Bridge.
All right. This is awesome. I'm just gonna have to get this explained to me later so I can run a few turns of marching.
Yeah,
How does that sound?
absolutely. Yeah, no.
Um,
Yeah, I
so
get
you're
it.
just marching straight over. That's pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
All right.
see. We'll see if we can get there in time. In fact, I probably need the lead unit to move at the double quick on turn 2 or 3 or something for a turn.
Yeah. So in terms of the order of march of your first division here,
Uh huh.
lead brigades is Wilcox's. Second is Featherston's. Third is Mahone's. Fourth is your artillery batteries. Fifth is Pryor's brigade. Sixth is Armistead's brigade, and then last is Wright's brigade,
Oh
followed
gosh.
up
Yeah.
by the other
Okay.
division.
Yeah, that you're.
So
I didn't take that into account when I came up with these positions. I was thinking of troop quality, um, which is a great argument for keeping troop quality out of the knowledge of players,
true,
other
yeah.
than a general understanding.
Well, we'll figure this out later.
Yeah, I'm not going to
You'll
change
I'll
the
give you
plan.
some.
I'm not going
All
to
right,
change.
cool.
Just it is what it is, and we need to take that stone bridge right away. So whatever unit's in the lead, they got to go to the stone bridge quickly.
For lead unit, Stone Bridge, understood.
And what unit is that, by the way? Is that Wilcox?
Wilcox, yep.
Okay, he'll hold the stone bridge. All right, I'm going to swap him. Thanks.
No problemo.
All right, there we are. And we'll put Wilcox here like that. And Anderson there. And there we have it. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll stop sharing the screen. And there we are. there's that. Okay, let's see here. And hello, Achilles. Good to see you. Yes, I was typing orders for another Kriegspiel related scenario. I had to do a little bit of writing there, so I figured let's just get that handled. I have to position my commander here. We'll put him right there. Actually, should put him here. And there we have it. Actually, that's me, isn't it? That is me. So I need to be here. And where is my other division commander? And he is here. And he needs to be with his supply train. So let's go ahead and move up their supply train here. There we have it. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, this is the position I want to take. Yes, obviously it looks a heck of a lot like it did historically. Although they could absolutely flank us to the south, but I think I'll know or see that that's happening, and I'll be able to maneuver. I do have a reserve. I have 4 brigades in reserve, which can move to respond, either north or south or whatever. So yeah, if he wants to try crossing down there, that's fine. But I'll be able to, move to stop him. I could probably defend around Newmarket, and that should suffice. I'll have the benefit of interior lines, so I'll be able to move units. So really, he'll have to kind of do a full court press. Otherwise, I'll be able to reinforce from unthreatened parts of my lines. And if he does do a full court press, I don't think he can get across Bull Run at even odds. So really what he has to do is he has to secure a foothold across Bull Run. He has to get there before I do. And, frankly, I think that's possible. He doesn't have the same amount of distance to cover. That's why I need to move one of my units at the double quick to occupy the heights on the other side of the stone bridge. But we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. There will be a fair bit of kind of quiet or downtime, I think. I don't know. It's only one-on-one, but there's a lot of units in play. So depending on how big the actual fight gets, the turns could slow down a little while Carter processes everything. But all that said, I think I'm situated. Also, I don't know. I was thinking the person I'm playing against hasn't played before, but I recognize him from before. I just don't know if he's played before or what. I think he was involved in the Grand Gettysburg battle. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And the cool thing about Kriegspiel is you um, you can win or lose even if you haven't played before. There's not necessarily a massive advantage for people who have prayed before, so that's important. So we'll see what happens here. All right, question. Achilles asks, is the area you have circled in blue where you expect contact to occur? The area circled in blue is my primary objective. I have to hold that area. That's the enemy's objective, which is to take that crossroads here at whatever that is. The toll gate? Something toll gate? But that's the enemy objective. So I need to make sure that the enemy cannot take that position. So let's see what happens. And I'll probably be muting myself and even stepping away from time to time. It's dinner time here, and I do have dinner on the way. I'll need to eat at some point, but I'm not going to turn off the live stream. I might turn off my little camera view, but I won't turn off the live stream. And I will continue to narrate as things happen. I can multitask. I can chew and play Kriegspiel at the same time. I just don't want you to experience that. So I'll be managing the visuals and the audio here to spare you the details. Just expect that. So yeah, and then if I'm quiet for an extended period, it's probably because there's not much to say. But yes, this is what I expect to happen, and I think this will last 2 to 3 hours, maybe is my estimate. It's 6 p.m. now Pacific time, almost. We're 10 minutes away. It's 5:50. So I think by 9 p.m. Pacific we should be wrapped up here, and we'll see how it goes. I would expect that I win just because of um, the terrain and such. And I believe the enemy is roughly equal in number. And I have interior lines, so I have some organic advantages. But I don't know. I mean, the dice could go against me. I could mess up. He could have more troops than I realized. There's any number of things that could go wrong here. So I can't say that, oh yeah, definitely I'll win. I just think it's kind of a probably, just looking at the math, the arithmetic of it all at the start. But we'll see. I might not win. So, yep. So, all right, I should probably erase some of these markings. The red markings that I drew because I don't think I need them now. So let me get my eraser out. There it is. And start erasing. It's always great when the eraser does work the first time, but it does not always work the way it should. See there, it doesn't quite want to erase, but there we have it. I'm leaving the blue stuff on because that just informs me of what's happening. So here we are.
Howdy, Marshall.
Hey, Carter, how's it going?
Going pretty well. Can't say the same for some players, but hey.
No, I understand. Don't be too
Uh,
mean. That's
so
my
as you can
shtick.
see,
That's my shtick.
all right. So as you can see, you have arrived in Groveton. You're double quicking with Wilcox's brigade there,
Okay.
and you can see dust clouds to your north of the crossroads here.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. There's no change to my orders yet at this time. I know that the next brigade or Featherstone or Pryor should be coming up shortly.
Yeah. So
So,
Featherston's brigade is about 4 grids behind you, about a
okay.
mile back.
Okay.
Um, you can turn around and see that clearly enough. Do you have any orders for them or
No, they're supposed to go to Stony Ridge.
Stony Ridge? Okay, so
So
they're gonna
that's
kind of hike the left at Groveton and go to Stony Ridge.
yes. And what unit? What? That's Featherstone.
Featherston is the one next up in the column behind you,
Perfect. Okay.
and then
Yeah.
behind them
As
is
they
Mahone.
come up, I can tell you. Sorry,
Okay,
this keeps zooming in and out as I try to find my red. Oh, I don't think you sent me anything. That's. Oh, there it is. Yes, you did. Yeah. So basically, yes. There we have it. Yeah. As they come up, I'll just tell you where I want them to go.
okay,
And then for me, I need to see what's to my north, so I'll move to the Stony Ridge as well for the moment.
okay. So basically, the lead brigade is going to the Stone Bridge, but
Yes,
you are going to Stony Ridge.
that's correct. Just to have a peek at that dust.
Okay,
Perfect. Thank you. All right, it seems to me he had troops come in on that northern road, so we're going to have a fight on sooner than I expected. And of course, I'm sending the artillery to the Stony Bridge and south of there. Now I have to second guess that decision because I will be fighting against an opponent who's bringing artillery to the game, and I don't have a battery there. So I'll probably have to redirect a battery to go north, maybe even two. Once I see what's going on, though, I'll be able to, bring forces in and change my plan. I don't want to change my plan, but obviously you have to do what you have to do. So it looks like I have two players I'm playing against, Clueless Imp and Kunstdog 40, and I'm playing against both of them, and I can tell because they inhabit the blue channels. So I'm up against two human players. So one of these players is coming in from my north, from Sudley Springs, and I'll have to pay attention to that. And I check my. Here we go. All right. So Achilles, I'm providing entertainment while you unpack because you bought a house. Wonderful. Yes, it will be great to have you in a game. I wonder where you're from. I hope it's a nice home. I bought the house that I'm in couple, 2.5 years now. It's been very nice place. Yeah, we are pretty well situated on high ground. The problem is who's going to get there first. So I think I'll get there first. But if he sets up his artillery and he hits me hard with his troops, I'm going to have a real hard time. I'm going to have a really hard time. And the southern flank may be pushed pretty hard as well. So if he's coming in the north and he's coming in hard, what I will have to do is divert my first division to the north as well as a portion of the second, and I will have to defeat him in detail in the north while using a smaller force to hold the center in the south, which can be very hard. I won't have a lot of time to do it. But I do have the road network. I have this road leading from Groveton to the north. So I'll be able to call that shot instantly. That's why I'm going to Stony Ridge. So I can make the decision of whether I need to defend with everything I've got up there or actually kind of counterattack. Or if I can hold back and we'll see what happens. So I would like to stick with my original plan, but I don't think I'm going to have that luxury. Oh, Achilles, you've moved to Half Moon Bay. Oh my goodness. That's a beautiful place up there by Santa Clara and all that. Yeah, not Santa Clara. Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, north of Santa Cruz, and what Monterey, all of that. Yeah, Monterey. So you're north of that, and that's a great place to be south of San Francisco. That's a great place. Well, next time I pass through there, we'll might have to say hi. I love going up the one. So if you haven't drove the one before, drive Highway 1, head south. Head south at least as far as Cambria and San Simeon. Maybe visit Hearst Castle. Hearst Castle will probably be opening early next year, I hope, or so. But yeah, that's worth checking out Hearst Castle. And yes, the drive down the one. Do it in a convertible if you can. Beautiful stuff. All right, back to the game. All right. Let's see here. I have to make a decision on this. This is a different game. I'm running one Kriegspiel that is more or less by email. Let's see here. I'm playing like 4 or 5 Kriegspiels at the same time. Okay, there's that. Multitasking Kriegspiel. Yeah. And yes, absolutely, we can meet up for coffee. You're about 3, 4 hours north of me on the road, along the one, a little less if you come down the 101, but it's not as cool a drive. But it's a safer drive. It's faster. You're on a freeway there versus the one which is a highway that runs along the cliffs. But,
Hello, Marshall.
hey, go ahead.
So, uh, as you can see in your screenshot,
Oh, I'm not looking
uh,
at that yet. Let me pull that up. There we go. There we
the
go.
dust
Okay.
clouds have a face.
Ha ha, there they are. Okay. Okie dokie.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, and you
So,
can see behind you your forces have arrived in Groveton.
okay, yes. Yikes at Groveton. Where's Groveton?
That
Ooh,
town right behind
yeah.
you, the crossroads.
Okay, yeah, they need to deploy into line immediately. And I probably need to get back a little bit, but they need to deploy in line immediately. And in fact, I'm going to instruct the first division that they are to attack at once with what they have on hand. So the
Okay,
only unit that's exempt from that would be Wilcox's brigade, who I believe has already gone ahead.
yeah,
Okay, the
with
rest.
the division commander, but you can send him a dispatch if you'd like to get him back to where you need him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, and then we will forward a second division to that position. But right now we have to defeat these guys in detail. So attack.
All right,
Thank you.
sounds good.
All right. Okay, so that was a pretty simple and straightforward order. We'll see what happens. I'm not here to micromanage it, and I'm not inclined to micromanage that order. Um, so we'll see how Carter interprets my division commander orders. But obviously, we have to attack the enemy because obviously, here's what we have for our screenshot. I just realized you guys don't see what I see, so I probably need to update this. So let's see here. Let me pull back that screenshot. And here we have myself right here in that position there, more or less. And we have baddies. Let's get baddies and put them on the map. And we'll flip them over and we'll flip them over, and those will be our baddies for the time. And the baddies with the corps commander, so it looks like this is their main attack, is here, and he is actually already pretty close. He is pretty close. He's right about here. Okay, so here he is coming up. And then I have these units which are marching on the road right here, along with the rest of the brigade. So something like that. Actually, the rest of the division, I mean. Okay. So my orders, of course, are to go into action at once. I don't know where my artillery was situated, but it's back here somewhere. I wish it were up. Normally, if you expect battle, you should have your artillery up at the front. You want the artillery. Not only is that tactically sound, but as per Kriegspiel rules, or at least the way the system goes, the brigade system, which is the system we're using for this particular battle, they'll throw disruption at the enemy, and you want that. That knocks down his ability to fight. That makes him less effective in battle. So you absolutely want those guns to go online. The fact that they're not going to be online, because I don't think they're at the head of the column, because I didn't specify any of that, tells me that it's going to be a tough fight. And I bet you he has guns. Does he have guns? I don't see any guns. Let me look. No, I do not see any guns at the head of his column either. So that could be a stroke of luck for us. Let's see what happens. There we go. Got it, Achilles. Yes, it's a beautiful drive. Perfect. I'm glad you had that experience. It's worth it. All right, let's see here. Let me check my other Kriegspiel. And we're good on that. Okay. And then there's other stuff I should be doing, such as, let's see here, getting into base camp and working on some work I'm supposed to be doing on a game that I'm developing. Okay. Let me... Oops. There we go. Have to open that in an incognito window, I think. There we go. All right. And let's get to work on that. Yes, I have to read a rule book and I have to edit the rule book. Here we go. Okay, but I also have to keep track of the Kriegspiel. So there you go. We'll work and play at the same time. And I have to keep track of the comments on YouTube because I do want to interact with you folks and answer your questions. That's why I'm live streaming. So lots of multitasking going on, but don't worry. We got this. Just wait until food arrives, right? Wait till dinner arrives. All right, let's see here. Let's go back to my channel, which is here. This is where I'll be getting all my picture updates. So I'll open this up, and you'll be able to see they give us picture updates. Umpires do. Now, I'm not a huge fan of doing this every turn, but the umpires like doing it. Some umpires do this. There's no requirement in Kriegspiel that you do this, but um, other umpires tend to do it. It's kind of become normal for us and our style of play to do it. It depends. Whether or not I do it depends on the workload I have as an umpire. For me, the most important thing is to keep the game moving, have short turns. But each umpire kind of is different. They have their different, preferences. They run games differently. All right. Man, I don't know how much of this I'm going to get through as I multitask. But okay, yes, we have to attack. We have to hit these guys. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want a fair fight. I'm not too happy that we have a fair fight going on. I can only hope that he's trying to pincher me. In which case, I can bring 2 divisions to bear against his 1 right away. Then I'll be able to swing south, defeat him in detail. It's kind of a classic. Very classic Napoleonic move. I guess if I play on a Friday, then I don't have to worry so much about playing tomorrow, right? I know there's a big game tomorrow, and I just kind of have mixed motivations about playing. Let's see here. I could turn on the lights, or I could just turn the camera off. Let's probably turn the camera off right here. There we go. Let you see more of the map. You don't have to look at me. And let's see how that's showing up on YouTube. And here we go. And look, I'm still on the camera. Achilles says if he moves on to Stony Ridge and is unaware of your units in Groveton, you could be hitting him in the flank. Yeah, but he's going to know I'm there. They're going to see my avatar piece. And they're going to move off. Okay, so my camera didn't get turned off, but whatever. Well, there it is. I don't know how to turn that little window off in. There we go. Right when my dinner gets here. So let me go get some dinner as well. All right. I agree, Achilles. It's a problem. I always try to give players a little bit of cavalry, even just to use as scouts. It's kind of important to have that. I want to encourage scouting, not discourage it or prohibit it.
Howdy, Marshall.
Howdy, Carter.
So as you can see in your screenshot, the Union troops have scaled the hill, and as your troops are coming up, they are attacking a brigade of what appears to be sharpshooters.
All right, yeah, pitch into them, especially with that. I think those are Virginia boys on the left.
Oh yeah.
Yep, they need to outflank and push. Meanwhile, I need the two brigades that are behind me. I think it's
Pryor on the right and Armistead on the left.
right. Okay, the ones that are behind me, they need to get quickly over to Buck Hill. We need to hold that crossroads because I'm sure the enemy's pushing in there. Get that artillery up on that hill as well.
Okay.
And if the enemy is already
Artillery's
present
going to
there,
Buck
they'll
Hill.
have to attack and drive them back.
All right. And then any orders for Armistead's brigade?
He is to come up and make his immediate destination should be the crossroads objective.
Okay.
Okay, and so that's the one that's to the east of Groveton.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, thank you.
Cool. Uh,
All right, I am back. I've been here the whole time. I've been eating, but I have enjoyed my supper, and now I'm waiting to find out what's going on. The enemy has probably made a two-pronged attack here in the north, attacking here towards Groveton and attacking here towards the crossroads, which is the primary objective. I am defending Groveton pretty effectively. In fact, I don't think he has any forces out here on my flank or anything like that, so I'm probably in good shape. The problem right now is in the direction of Buck Hill and the main crossroads. He could have a whole force coming in there, and I don't have anything present. I have a hole in my line right there. So I'm trying to get two brigades over there as quickly as I can to plug that hole and figure out what's going on. In the meantime, I'm trying to attack here. I'm trying to counterattack along the Groveton Road. So here's another image. We just got an update. Let's take a look here at what's going on. Alright, so it looks like he is committing to an attack on Groveton. One of my units has been sorely hit really hard. I need to put in these reserve brigade in the rear here. He'll have to go in. Not good. Not good at all. On the other hand, I'm hopeful this means he is not moving in on my right, but we'll see what happens. So it's very simple what we need to do here. So let's go ahead and set this up. Let's get our eraser and erase these markings as they are no longer needed. And I guess I can't erase that one. You know what, we can just erase them all. There we have it. Now, actually now we need to set up in accord with the picture. So the enemy is here, and he's fighting like this. In fact, it looks like we've inflicted some losses on him, which is nice. We're going to clone that. And we're going to rotate these units here. They're like here like this, more or less. They're actually more like that, but whatever. Okay. He really only has one unit here, I think. Or two. No, he has two. So he's fighting with three brigades in double line formation. Okay, my units are up here, and they seem to be doing well. I have a unit here. This unit is in a bad situation. Not doing so well. It's not feeling very well. And then I have these units doing what they're supposed to do, moving over here. So I would imagine that they are behaving as they're supposed to. Meanwhile, behind them, I have another corps. And let me just grab all those pieces and move them over here. And they're going to be moving in some fashion. I don't know how they're situated, but they're all coming in. So that's a good number of troops there. And that'll do for now. So this is kind of what my situation looks like. So what I need to do is these units. Let's select some red. And let's make it a little bit darker. There we go. So these units need to situate here. And these units need to situate here like this. So more or less that's what I intend. There we have it. All right, let's see what happens. And Achilles tells us that he used to be in the cavalry, which is absolutely wonderful. Those are the eyes of the army. They are absolutely critical, even in the modern day military. You need to have cavalry out there to scout to see what's going on. Even if you have good intel, the fact is things can change by the minute. And having eyes on the enemy, I don't think there's anything that beats that. So there you have it. All right. We continue our effort to defeat the enemy in detail here at Groveton, but we will see. He's in double line, so he's got a pretty powerful setup there. Really, something's going to have to hit him on the flank in order to turn the tide in our favor. If we don't get troops making a difference on the flank anytime soon, then we're probably going to get pushed back here. We're not going to hold this line. I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to hold against the concentration he has. So we need to hit him on the flank and quickly.
Howdy, Marshal. Beep boop. Earth to Marshal. Beep boop. This is Houston. We have a problem. We can't. We aren't in contact.
No, do you hear me now?
We read clear.
Oh, perfect. I was down in the kitchen. I had to come all the way back. I'm sharing my screen with my orders drawn on it.
Ah, okay. Let me take a look then. Okay.
So essentially, the two brigades need to go up to Buck Hill if they can, and then they need to start flanking, or maybe they need to flank from where they're at. I don't know. We'll let the commanders decide, but we have to hit this enemy in the flank or the rear.
Would
And
you
we
like to let General Anderson hold this fort down in Groveton while you lead that attack yourself?
Yeah, that's fine. I need to go over there, and that needs to happen very quickly.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
and then the unit behind, the brigade behind, needs to again continue coming up to that crossroads. However, if the line wavers at Groveton, they are to replace that line.
Understood.
And the troops at Groveton are to be rotated back and reformed.
What of the troops of Jones' division?
Is that the division? Is it Jones' division?
Yeah, Jones' division is the one that's coming up
Yeah,
behind.
yeah. His division is to replace the troops at Groveton if the line at Groveton begins to collapse, which it
Okay.
looks like it's starting to. Otherwise, they're to proceed to the crossroads.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And forward one of those guns to the stone bridge. Make sure one of those batteries, one or both, go to the stone bridge, please.
Got it.
Thanks.
Hey, sodium chloride. Let's get back to the Empire Channel.
Whoops.
All right. I am back at my seat. Let's take a look here. That's right, drones don't write salute reports. And more importantly, it is very difficult to gather enemy intent from a drone or satellite pic. The best way to get that is in the old-fashioned way, run into them and see what they do. That's right. Good input, Achilles. Man. All right. Let's see here. Hey, there we are. Greetings, everyone. Okay, so what we have here is this is the flank attack that I'm leading, and it's not doing so well. At least I don't think it is. I think we're doing okay here on the left, but not on the right. On the right, we're in trouble. So let's set all this up. That's more or less correct. And then let's copy. And we'll put them here like this. And they're kind of bent back a little bit. So there's a little bit of an angle there. And we're more or less conformed to that angle. With me in the center. And I have a battery here. That wasn't my order, but okay. All right. I don't know where the other battery is or what it's doing or anything. So again, with any Kriegspiel, I can only see what's in my own line of sight, which is why that sight picture is so limited. It looks like he does have a couple artillery batteries up on a hill. And that's a problem. So he has batteries up here, right here on this part of Stony Ridge. And he has additional infantry up there as well. So let's just grab a couple of these guys. Just need a couple. And we'll park them right there. Okay, so we're fighting, and even though we're doing well on the left, we're not doing well on the right. And it's not going to do us much good on the left because once we punch through those units on the left, we're going to end up having to contend with his artillery. So at this point, we're in deep trouble. We're in pretty serious trouble because I do have reinforcements on hand, but everything's going to be committed to holding this attack. And I'm going to be losing some units here, which I would rather not lose, but I don't have a choice because we're so close to the critical objective. So now I have about a minute or two, I imagine, before Carter piles in here and asks me, what do I want to do? And I don't have a good answer for that yet. I don't have any means of pressing this attack because I have no reinforcements behind me, and I'm outnumbered by the enemy. So I think what we do is we pull back to Buck Hill. That's what we do. We pull back to the high ground. Let him attack me. Deploy that battery. And let's just see what that does. I could probably order that battery to fire into the flank here on the left near Groveton. I could do that. Alright, so let's see here. We're going to erase the drawn lines. And then we're going to draw new ones. So right here, and here. And then I'm going to have to rely on Jones. Yes. Oh. Sorry, I didn't know I was disconnected. I don't know why I was disconnected. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so yeah, I do have orders. Let's see here. Okay, do you have a report for me by chance? I see the screenshot. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's pretty much. You got your troops to move out, and they encountered a fresh enemy division as they moved across the hill.
Of course they
So
did. So, We're not going to win this fight pushing into them, so we need to pull back to Buck Hill and whatever that ridge is. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
So, and seeing as how we have artillery here, we might as well put it to use firing into the flank there. So Amisted's brigade falls back,
I think that's Mahone.
or
Let me take
whatever.
a look. No, that's Armistead. You're right.
Either way, either way. So we need to do something like this.
Okay.
That's what we have to do, and then I need Jones to do his job holding Groveton. I need Jones to push. I need him to counterattack at Groveton. That
Okay.
that's that's all we can do. I'm imagining that my left flank isn't
Oh
holding.
yeah, I just a courier just ran up. By the way,
Uh-huh.
it's from Wilcox's brigade,
Mhm.
saying that they are currently defending the bridge against a determined enemy assault by what appears to be a division strength unit.
Mm. Mm. Okay. I hope that battery. I was supposed to send both batteries, but it looks like one didn't go. I hope the other one is making its way that way.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. Okay, well, one battery's going to have to do. In the meantime, Jones will have to send one brigade to help at the Stone Bridge, but everything else is thrown into the counterattack north of Groveton.
Okay, so I'll just assume that Jones' brigade is gonna make that move then, because they're not the one that is not currently engaged and
Right,
the closest. Okay.
right. So they need to attack. They need to counterattack at Groveton.
And so, do you want them to counterattack through the current line or around it to the west?
Well, I don't expect that current line to be holding much longer. If they can pass through it without disrupting everybody, then by all means just pass through it. And the current line can pull back. So, in other words, rotate those units. So,
Okay.
yeah, that needs to happen. Otherwise, yes, he needs to go around. But I wouldn't go around with more than two brigades on the left.
Okay. So
So,
we'll send a couple brigades around and a couple brigades to support the troops in Groveton. Okay.
yes, okay, perfect. And one brigade to the Stone Bridge.
Yep.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
All right. All right, I hope you got the part about the artillery. I really hope that artillery starts firing towards Groveton. Hmm. Hey, George Kilgore's here. All right, let's see here. Are the blocks you have on the map way out to the east actually there, or were they original intent? They were original intent. So where I have the blocks now is a lot closer to where they actually are. I have this whole brigade in some fashion right around here. So they can hold at Groveton, and I want them to counterattack. The problem is I have a whole enemy division coming in right here at the Stone Bridge. And I don't know how I'm going to hold out unless I reinforce them. They don't even have artillery support. So I'm trying to get guns over there. But yeah, this attack here is quite the spoiler. Nonetheless, I think I can contain it with help from Jones. In fact, I think I can defeat it and roll it up. But I need to do that very quickly. I've got like 1 or 2 turns where that has to happen, and then I need to hold the crossroads. Otherwise, it's like, okay, what's my plan for getting out of here? Or at least in real life, that's what it would be. I'd have to get out of here. So let's see here. Yes. Yeah, we're already engaged in the north. And no, the Confederates are defending. It's the Union who has attacked us. Yes, we are trying to turn his left flank, but he has more units present than we have. And I have units that are just coming up. So those units coming up are going to try. They're going to try to do something like this. They're going to try to do that. And they're definitely going to do this. They're going to try to hold there. They're going to try to rotate with these units. And then we'll see. Maybe I'll get something here. And I know I need to get something else out here. So, in other words, I have a lot to do. And I don't have the men, the material, or the time to do it. So I kind of have to prioritize my disasters. And if I can dispatch this attack here on the left, then I'll stand a chance against this attack on the right. I do think he's going to get across that stone bridge, though. I don't think I'm going to hold it. All right. George tells me I should fix bayonets. I didn't want to charge here because they have artillery and fresh reserves. That would have been suicidal, so I've had to pull back. Let him attack me on the high ground. So we'll see what happens there. But no, if I had pitched into him, I could have lost everything. It would have cost me my center. At which point he would have come through the crossroads, cut me off from the units defending at the stone bridge. So those units would have definitely been lost at the stone bridge. And then I don't know what would have happened, but I would be defending in and around Groveton, and I would have lost the crossroads. So, had to pull back. I didn't have a choice. Unfortunately, I don't even know if I'll hold on the high ground. My odds of holding that high ground are not that great. It's not like it's really high ground. So we'll see. Achilles says, sounds like just another army day. Too much to do and not enough of anything to do it. Yep. That's the fun of it. That's what makes Kriegspiel so fun. Especially because we know there are no real world consequences here. It's a game. So, we're playing army. To be in this situation in real life, man, I think you'd call that a character builder for sure. Hey, great question, George. I've actually been interacting we have this long running campaign called Red versus Blue. We don't always fight the battles on the weekends. The battles are kind of fought whenever. It's kind of been an off and on sort of thing, but it's more on now than off. We're trying to wrap it up. Um, on Saturday, we have what are called open Saturday battles, so anyone can just come and play. But sometimes we do run these campaign battles on Saturdays, or more often on Sundays. Um, but the red versus blue campaign is coming along pretty well. There's also the campaign that Carter is running this battle tonight, but the campaign that he's running, the Civil War one, that is coming to a close, I think, in 2 weeks. I think they have the big kind of grand final battle. And then we're doing a Grand Chancellorsville campaign, and I'm actually commanding the Confederate force for that one. And that'll be starting in December. So on weekends, we fight random Saturday battles that don't really necessarily fit into a campaign. The campaign, if anything, just provides the flavor or the backdrop, but they're not consequential. But we are doing stuff in our Red versus Blue campaign, and then Carter's running his Civil War campaign. So both of those are progressing nicely. This is a nail-biting turn right here. If we survive this turn and maybe the next one or two, we should be good to go. But the decisive combats are about to occur. A lot depends on Jones's division and if Jones's division can save the day. I am getting tired. It is almost 7:30 Pacific time. I've been playing for about 90 minutes, but I've had my supper after a long day of work and now some play, and now it's time to wind down. Let's see here. You didn't get to sign up for Chancellorsville. All right, well, gosh, I would hang around because not everybody's going to make every battle. There'll be room for alternates to fill in and take one command or another. So I would absolutely stick around and kind of see if you can sign up as an alternate. Might be a thing to ask. Because I bet you the answer is going to be yes, because not everyone's going to be able to play in all the battles. Yes, George, and yeah, if you have more time, and if you don't have free time, if you get free time like on a certain day, like a weekday or an odd hour, let me know. We'll try to put something together and rope you into it. I mean, right now this game has 3 human players and 2 umpires, so that's 5 people, and you can run it. I've run games with just myself and 2 players, so 3 people's a minimum. So if we have you, chances are there's always going to be 2 more. Someone will usually volunteer to umpire, and someone will volunteer to play, and you'll have your game. So don't worry about it. You can even run a 2-person Kriegspiel where one person acts as the umpire and commands the op 4 while you command the other force. You just have to trust the umpire will play nice and fair, but that is also doable, and it will have the same feel as any other Kriegspiel, because you won't know what's going on until it happens. So, yeah, once you guys play, though, you'll be hooked. You'll be wanting more. I've been doing this for years, and I'm still not tired of it. Of course, I was always umpiring up until this last year when I established the International Kriegspiel Society with a specific aim of teaching people how to play or how to run Kriegspiel so I could finally play, and of course it worked. It's kind of funny. It's a Squid Game. It's a Squid Game thing, right? You form this whole organization, and the entire purpose so you can play games. I did that before the Squid Games. Only here it's not nearly as fatal, and unfortunately there's no prize. But anyway, fun times. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Man, they are pushing us. They are pushing us, and this is not pretty. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. I don't like what I'm seeing. So they're pushing us here, and we're about to break right here on this hill. We're not going to survive another round or two. Over here, we might survive that. We have a unit here, which I would imagine is going to, could respond. But yeah, this is bad stuff right here. These units back here are trained. They're not going to hold for very long. They're not going to be particularly effective. But yeah, these units are all going to start breaking. Our artillery, you can see right here, is in combat, which is great. That's good. So let's take a look. Let's update this. Okay, so he's got units here. Okay, he's got these guys pushing in here. That's pretty much melee range. He's got reinforcements back here, of low quality, mind you. These units are pushing here. And I don't see anything else. That could be all he has. So, right here, we're in a real serious trouble right here. This is a bad spot right here. But we're kind of okay here, it looks like, I imagine. When Carter pops on, I'll get his verbal report regarding what's happening to my left. But it also looks like this brigade must be somewhere around here. They are kind of coming in here at the corner of the screen. So this brigade is here. So I could counterattack this way with them. I could do that, but I think they're the ones being sent here, and I want them to go over there as well. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens there. The prize is playing Kriegspiel. Yes, it is. It is fun to play. And all I have to do is make decisions. Everybody else does all the work. That's great too. And I don't even have to micromanage things, which is great too. I know a lot of players like to micromanage. I hate it. And I don't think you should, and umpires shouldn't let players get away with that. If you want to command a division, then be a division commander. If you want to command a battalion or whatever, be a battalion commander. If you want to command a company or a platoon or a squad, command that. Be that. But when you're a corps commander, you just don't. So, triage decision, which is more vital? Yeah, unfortunately, this crossroads here is our critical position. If that gets cut, then we get cut off from the stone bridge. That's the line of communication. I don't know how Stone Bridge is doing. Hopefully they're holding their own, but I can't imagine them holding their own for very long. And in fact, if my opponent is smart, there's going to be he'll flank around this way, like that. So I think I'm going to lose the stone bridge anyway, but I need to hold the crossroads otherwise there's no way for him to retreat. So this is getting kind of ugly here. This is not good, but I have to also slow him down. But I should just assume he's making that southern flanking maneuver, because why not? And is there one to the north? Not really. He's down here at the south. He's going to flank. He's going to flank the stone bridge from the south. So I need to defend against that. Again, I've got 1 or 2 turns to crumple the enemy here at Groveton, and if I haven't done that, then I need to think about exiting the battle altogether. So, yeah, I can't throw good money after bad at the stone bridge, even though the stone bridge is probably holding. But it's going to be outflanked before long. Yeah, and Henry House Hill's starting to look pretty good right now as a fallback position. Put artillery up there. But I have to hold Buttkill. If I don't hold Buttkill, which is right here, it doesn't matter. And right now, holding Buttkill depends more on luck than I would like. Maybe I should call it Luck Kill, huh? Bet you Carter's rolling a lot of dice.
Hello, Marshall.
Hey, Carter, I was just wondering about you. How's it going?
Doing okay. Yeah, so as you can see, the lines are holding, and it looks like you are beginning to turn them on your. Oh well, you're getting reports from David Jones that one of his brigades is turning the the right or the left flank of the Union line in Groveton. Uh,
Good, good. Okay, I have a brigade, and I think it's in Alabama or Georgia. I don't know. It's Jones's division.
yeah. So
Jones.
the Georgians that are behind Armistead,
Okay. Yes.
that would be Jones' brigade,
Okay. Where are they headed? Do you know?
the Stone Bridge.
Okay. Is there another brigade behind them?
Not currently, no.
Mm. All right. I need them. I need them on top of Buttkill. I'm afraid.
To reinforce your right flank there at Pryor
Yeah,
with
I need to hold that because that's my line of communication. If I lose that, the stone bridge doesn't matter. In fact, I
okay.
think the stone bridge is going to be outflanked. I can't see it, but I would bet you that's what he's doing. If he's worth his salt, he's outflanking it. So I need
Mm,
to send an order to the command at Stone Bridge that if outflanked, they are to fall back, preferably to Henry House Hill, but if not, this crossroads will do fine. They have permission to fall back once outflanked.
understood.
Okay. All right. And there we go. Let's see how Jones does. We'll give Jones 1 turn, and then I'm going to want his artillery on Henry House Hill, which that's going to take a couple turns to pull off, or probably a few, but we'll see.
Understood.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Thank you.
Cool.
All right. Those are the orders. We'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah, that hill is so far away from Jones, it's on another planet as far as he's concerned, but man, it'll become relevant soon. So let's just see how we do here. Let's see how we do here. I have no idea what Jones's disposition is, but I do need these units up here to hold that position. So George, where's that messenger? All right, I'll be right back, gentlemen. It's probably going to be another 10 or 15. And I am back, but we're just standing by. We've given our orders. It's just time for the umpires to process them and see what happens. All right, here we are. Yep, we're still standing by. Let's see here. Carter probably has his hands full with a lot of orders from a lot of people. He's running 3 players, which is about the limit for an umpire, especially if they are rolling the dice for all the combats. So he's doing that. And then he's doing screenshots. So he's being a lot more generous and gentle and kind than I probably would be in that situation where I'm just kind of like quick, go, go, go. But it does provide for a more relaxed experience. For me, though, the relaxed experience I require involves a pillow. But I think this will be resolved in a few turns. We've got about 3 or 4 turns, probably about 1 more hour of play. Maybe less. It depends on if people get too tired or how badly we beat them. If we really crush them here at Groveton, then there won't be any point to running the battle at the Stone Bridge, which I think the Stone Bridge is not a tenable position for much longer. So, and Henry House Hill might be a fantasy too, but we'll see. On the other hand, if things go badly at Groveton, if there's a reversal of fortunes, let's say, then, well, it will be the end of it. What do I do in between turns? Chores. I just did some laundry. And no, I don't nap usually. I've tried that before and I can, but that's pretty uncommon. No, I did chores and I've been working on um, editing a rule book for a board game that's being designed. Uh, I think it's, uh, I can't remember. CSL Games or whatever. I work on the side as a game developer. I get paid for it, of course. Not a whole lot, but it's not terrible work. Playing games, testing them out, recommending fixes and such, proofreading the rule books and all that. So I could go for a nap right now, but then if I take a nap and wake up, I won't go to sleep. And then I've got kids playing downstairs. My son and his cousin are stirring up the dogs and playing downstairs. They'll fall asleep about midnight, I reckon. 8 years old, both of them. Living the dream, huh? Yeah, I suppose. Dog name Spot and everything. Actually, my dog's name is Argos, and then the girl is Demeter. So, and right now, here's Argos. Hey, pup. Hey, how you doing? He's a bigger dog. My goodness. Oh, that's Demeter downstairs. She's an old lady. She doesn't like being bothered. The boys like bugging her. Alright, let's see. About this time I should be getting a screenshot. Let's see if I have one. And looks like Carter is making the rounds. So, and here it is. Let's take a look at this one. Okay. Looks like we're doing a lot better. Looks like we're holding the situation now because this other brigade will get to Buck Hill. They'll hold it. If not, they'll drive off the enemy. Doesn't look like the enemy's necessarily going to get through here at the center. They might, though. So I might have a hard time here in the center still. The left looks like it's giving way. The enemy left is giving way, so that's good for us. And if the enemy is being rolled up on the far left, if he's being outflanked finally, then he will have to retreat. He'll be pulling out, in spite of how he's doing here, where I am on Buck Kill. So that's all good. So this could be the moment where it's turning. It turns in our favor. So we'll see. They've got. I think now we have the advantage. It's reversed, but we'll see how they do. They could flip the advantage back. We'll see.
Howdy, Marshall.
Hello, Carter. How's it going?
Going pretty well.
All right.
So, um, as you can see, Pryor's Brigade are still bravely holding out. Jones's brigade is moving in behind, trying to take up position on Buck Hill as
Mm-hmm.
ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you get a report from from Wilcox's brigade,
Yep.
holding the bridge that an initial enemy assaulting brigade has been repulsed, but they're moving in fresh reserves, and that they see dust clouds to their south.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, they also report that the artillery has arrived and is ready to begin shooting in a moment.
Wonderful.
Um, as for what's going on the left, you get reports from Anderson and Jones. Is saying that he's personally leading an assault on the right flank of the line at Groveton, trying to dislodge the Union forces there, which is going semi-successfully. Anderson, who says he was in the middle of the line, reports that two of his attacking regiments have broken and lost the will to fight, though reserves from Jones' divisions are coming up to fill the gaps.
Okay. Excellent. So this is who Anderson?
Anderson is the one leading the middle there of the line. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But they're being replaced in line. Okay. All right. All right. I don't have any changes to orders. Then we're probably going to run one more turn with this set of orders and see what happens. And hopefully there's a decisive result somewhere. If not, we're gonna be in some trouble with the enemy finally figuring out how to flank the stone bridge. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right.
All right. No changes for one more turn.
Cool.
Thank you. All right. There you have it. We're going to stick with the plan for one more turn. Very classical. Oh, yeah, the dog names. Yeah, I like those classical names, the Greek names and such. We used to have Demeter and Apollo. Now it's Argos and Demeter. And Persephone. We used to have Persephone and Apollo. They're no longer with us. But we still have Demeter, and now we have Argos, who's the new one. So very friendly dogs, especially Argos. Oh my gosh, super friendly. So what do you guys think of my decisions so far? Have I made decent decisions? I hope so. I hope so. I would suppose the proof is in the pudding. The fact that we've held this line proves it. But the enemy is coming in force around from the south, and I don't know if we'll win against that. Hey, Achilles, you answered my quiz question here, my survey or whatever. A lot will depend on how aggressive the Union commander in the east is. He might get cautious coming up from the south. Also, I think he has shot his bolt at Buck Hill. We'll see. We'll see. He should be able to hold there if he does not have any fresh units to throw in. And that's correct, he does not. His whole corps, if you will, is now engaged there. But he has another corps coming in from the south, so we can easily hold them at the stone bridge. We can't easily hold them when they flank. So we just didn't have enough forces over there. Good enough time. We had to divert everything up here. And so I hope that my gamble of defeating this northern corps in detail first pays off. If it doesn't pay off, then, we're done, no matter what. How long do I need to hold? There's no time limit on these. So I just need to hold until the enemy is played out. It could be that if I destroy his northern corps, Carter will say, okay, it's over, you've won. That's possible. So these battles don't always play out to the bitter end. They often end early once a clear winner, one side or the other, is discerned. So I'm playing for that right now. I'm hoping that by destroying this northernmost corps, I will score a victory that's big enough that the fresh corps that's coming in won't make a difference. But we'll see. I'm tired. I'm starting to fall asleep, I think. That's exactly right, Achilles. Yes, if I create a stalemate in the north, I can then throw non-engaged units into a defensive position in the south somewhere. And that's why I like that hill. Put artillery up there. So again, we just have to see. He's still in the umpire room, probably rolling dice, but he'll be making his rounds momentarily. Start sending messages to Jackson and tell him to hurry up. Unfortunately, no, this is all we're getting. We're not getting any more units. Alright, here's our picture. And it looks like we're more or less holding out. No, we're giving way there. Giving way there. I see a lot of units giving way on both sides. I don't like how this looks. This is really ugly. This is not good here. I just changed the map state. There we go. No, that's not what I want. I guess I have to do this. There we go. Okay. It looks like this unit has given way. This unit has given way. These units are out. So we'll see here. But it does look like he's played out. We may have destroyed him. And now it's a matter of resting and recovering these units that have been pushed back. Okay. Okay, Carter's making the rounds. He should be popping in here momentarily now. I'm falling asleep. Note to self, no live streams after, 5 p.m.? At least not if they're going to run for 3 hours, which is what I anticipated for this game, till 6 to 9. Yeah, I think it was at 6 that we started. It was 10 minutes till now, as I recall, when I started the live stream. Lack of sleep is a commander's curse. Yes, I can imagine. And Carter should be popping in here directly.
Hello, Marshall.
Yes, yes, I have you.
Okay, so uh, it appears that Morel's troops, that's who you're facing, George Morel,
Mm-hmm.
um, they have pressed you, and you have pressed them. But they have gotten the better, at least on your left.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as for the fighting on the hill that you can see off to your left, both brigades have retreated. The action was inconclusive or conclusive in that both brigades decided they had enough.
Okay, and as far as I can tell, there's nothing that threatens that gap in our line.
No, you only see artillery on the hill opposite. No infantry to exploit any gap or breakthrough.
Okay, and then any report from Jones? Any report from my commander on the left?
Your commander on the left reports a enemy division trying to flank the line. Luckily, of course, his brigades were already in the process of doing the same, so they are about to encounter each other. As for the Union line there in Groveton, it is beginning to fall apart. The main part of the Union line is starting to crumble, and though it appears their last reserves are being committed, it looks like you will carry the day if given enough time.
Okay, the problem is I don't have time at the bridge, do I? Ah, man. And I have no reinforcements. So, at this point, all of the commanders need to carry on with what they're doing. I need to rally.
There is one more report.
Oh, go ahead.
So the Wilcox's brigade at the bridge,
Yes.
simultaneous, basically two couriers arrive at the same time from them. One reporting that they see enemy troops cresting the ridge to their south and are going to withdraw in a moment, and the other saying that a determined enemy result has broken part of the unit and that they are going to make a last ditch attempt to provide enough time for the artillery to limber up and get out
Mm-hmm.
before then retreating.
Okay. Yeah, I want all units that are not in fighting condition or are withdrawing from combat to concentrate on Henry House Hill. So
Understood.
that will be my new headquarters. I'll report there. We'll concentrate there, rally, and that's about the only chance we have. So, all right. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So there you have it, folks. Even though I'm falling asleep, I'm still fighting strong. The the Union is, I guess they do have fresh troops, but they're committing them on the flank. We're blocking them on the flank, and allegedly we're winning. At the same time, he's got another corps coming in around the south, and I don't know how we're going to hold that. So it looks like the stone bridge is going to be lost to the enemy, and now it's going to come down to Henry House Hill. So when I get to that hill, I'll have to see what I have to work with. These will be units that have been previously broken or driven back in battle. So they're not going to be the best units, but I'll try to cobble together defense from them. Give them a position. Give them the high ground right there, Henry House Hill, and see how they do from there. Yeah, I'm tired because I got up like probably at 5, maybe a little earlier. So, yeah, I was up pretty early this morning, working all day, of course. Not that I have to get up that early, but I'm just one of those. Alright, still waiting. Carter should be running the next turn. Yeah, I can imagine, Achilles. It's rough stuff. No fun, man. No, I have it easy here. I'm just tired. But we'll see what happens. We will see if our position is unlucky. If we start to collapse, Carter would probably call it this turn or the next at the latest. So in the next turn or two, we should know. By 9 p.m., we should know the outcome here. Alright, still standing by. Just went and did a chore and came back. Whew. Get a drink of water. That Union force coming from the south. Yeah, it could be a division. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the size of that force is. But I know that I have one brigade, and that one brigade isn't going to hold off even one division if it's not a corps. But you're right, it could just be a division. They do seem to have more troops up here in the north than I anticipated, so. And we should be hearing from Carter momentarily.
Howdy, Marshall.
Hey, how's it going?
Going okay. Uh,
Okay.
so it appears that you have basically traded with the enemy troops. Did I not send you a screenshot?
No, I don't think I have one. Let me look again. No.
I did not. Okay, let me get you one then,
Mm-hmm.
because
Getting pretty tired, just an FYI.
yeah, this will probably. I'm just getting people's orders, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give the briefing
Okay.
or the debrief because yeah, it is pretty late.
Because you're planning
And
to. What is it? Okay, so this is up here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think we win that ultimately because he's got two on the on disrupt. On the highest level of disruption before breaking. I've got a yellow, and I think that's an orange. So mathematically, I should win there at Buck Hill on the next turn. I just don't know how everything else is going, and I don't know what's flanking me south of the stone bridge. So
yeah,
my
so
yeah.
you the report that I should give you is that you see troops, an entire division worth of Union troops, flanking the stone bridge from the south, and it looks like the defense at the stone bridge has crumbled, and the remnants are fleeing back towards Groveton.
Okay.
The artillery on Henry House Hill has opened fire, trying to slow down the advance of the enemy troops in that sector.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to rally stuff on Henry Hill and then use that as a base of fire to disrupt and slow down the enemy. But I don't know if we can hold them. It depends on how Jones is doing, I think.
Well, Jones is sending you reports saying that he's pressing the enemy hard, and it looks like the troops on his left flank have routed the enemy troops there and are going to turn the whole position.
Wonderful. Okay, yeah, this is kind of a hard one to play out, but it depends on what I have left over from what's in the north and if that's enough to resist what's coming up from the south.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So what do you plan? Do you plan to just go into debrief, or are you gonna go roll this turn, or what?
Uh, you think I should roll it, or do you think?
No, if it's pretty much decided, because the only
Yeah.
calculus that I see is kind of what I'm looking at here, and I'm looking at 2 units on white disruption, which is the lowest level
Yeah.
before they break, and then I have a yellow and an orange one. I mean, he's gonna knock
We're
out the
gonna go to debrief now.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go to debrief, but it wouldn't have mattered. I'll tell you why in a second, but it wouldn't have mattered what the dice
Okay.
roll was.
All right. Do you
Um,
think can we join your table or
yeah, sure.
okay?
Let's all go up to the umpires channel here.
Okay.
I'll move
Great.
them up.
All right. This is the wrap up here, folks.
Who doesn't get fully engaged, but yeah, it's getting late for a lot of us Americans here, and so including
Okay,
me.
fair enough.
And the turn times, I apologize in advance, or well, in belatedly. Like the turnaround was pretty slow, just because I was botting a lot of your units and running 3 players and rolling everything
What's your table?
and everything. So, um, yes. So if you want to go ahead and join my table to take a look at what the final game state is, the name of the table is, I believe, IKS, or maybe IKS ad hoc. Um, and I think if you look for IKS, you should find it. And the password's just IKS lowercase if you want to take a look at the game state.
Okay.
So it's just joining and then looking
Go ahead,
for.
table, and I'll give you guys a summary of what happened and what lessons
It's not showing
we
up for
learned.
me at all. Do you have it set to multiple person people?
Should be, yeah. Um,
And am I just searching on the server browser?
yeah, yeah. Maybe it's.
Uh,
Let me take a look at the chat. Let's see.
It's
Game?
ad hoc game Brigade
Yeah,
Kriegspiel.
there you go. Ad hoc game. Something ad hoc.
Yeah, there we go.
uh,
And there it is. I'm in.
Okay.
so I can't really see it. Uh, is it possible just to share screen?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
Oh yeah, we were pretty badly outnumbered.
Yeah. No, it wasn't gonna go well.
Okay.
um. Yeah. So let's just start with where everything starts. The beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these lines because I don't really need them if we're not gonna run this next turn. So we had 3 corps on the map. 1 Confederate Corps and 2 Union. The Confederate Corps started in this corner by Gainesville,
Mhm.
and the 2 Union Corps started in these corners here. So they started, 2nd Corps, Army of the Potomac, started in Centerville, headed west, and 5th Corps, Army of the Potomac, started on this road near the Carter Farm,
Mm.
headed south. And
Mhm.
everyone was told that this crossroads here by the stone house was of strategic importance. And that basically the Union was trying to converge on that position and crush a Confederate force that was coming, and the Confederates were trying to hold the forces off from getting to that point and trying to defeat them in detail, which almost happened. Had a couple things gone differently, mostly dice rolls, I think that this could have gone either way. But let's just go on and see how the attacks developed. So Second Corps sent the main body of their force marching down the Warrenton Turnpike, modern-day Route 29. And so they had 1st Division deploy here against the Stone Bridge, and 2nd Division take the road south towards Ball's Ford. Their 3rd Division, meanwhile, actually took the turn in Centerville and headed south, originally intending to go somewhere around here, and then once contact was made with an enemy brigade at the Stone Bridge, they were diverted to Island Ford. And so that was how their line of march went. Meanwhile, the Confederates, Marshall, playing the Confederates, knew that the Stone Bridge would be of key strategic importance and ordered a brigade to double quick all the way from where it started to the Stone Bridge. And that was Wilcox's brigade. They got there at around 0630, 0700 maybe. And pretty much a turn or two after they got there was when the Union forces showed up and started attacking. And it is 0830 now, and that position was only just broken. So it took a good hour and a half, maybe going on 2 hours, to actually dislodge that position. So that was definitely a very good call. Bought Marshall's troops a lot more time to fight in the west. Let's talk about what happened there. So 5th Corps, of course, starting up here, was marching south along this road. When Marshall, the head of his column, had gotten about here, when the head of their column had gotten here. And both sides were given reports of dust clouds on the horizon in that direction. And so Marshall elected to ride his commander token up here, initially up to this hill. When he saw that turn, Union troops arrive all the way up here. So he wisely fell back to this position to get a good look at him and saw that it was a significant chunk of the enemy army. Originally, he was hoping to take up defensive positions in this area, but when that force was spotted, Anderson's division, the leading division of the Confederate Corps, was immediately redeployed to attack and try and dislodge that Union line before it could deploy into battle line. And the fighting essentially just started spiraling further and further out of control as more and more brigades were committed to the fight just north of Groveton. The 1st Divisions to make contact were the lead elements of Anderson's division for the Confederates and General George Sykes' division of U.S. regulars. I believe that's 2nd Division, 5th Corps. And so the regulars, all being elite, were able to really put up a good fight and buy enough time for the rest of 5th Corps to begin deploying. George Morrell's 1st Division, 5th Corps, actually deployed on Stony Ridge and then decided to try and make a flanking attack on Buck Hill to try and dislodge Confederates there and take the strategic crossroads. A very, very well-timed brigade or two of reinforcements managed to halt that attack. And as you can see, that attack is now grinding to a complete stop as the Confederates are about to actually drive Morrell from Buck Hill. And not a moment too soon, as now you can see the Confederates are coming up from that flank. If we keep on examining what was going on over there, after crossing at Ball's Ford, 1st Division, 2nd Corps, that would be... Yeah, no, 1st Division, 2nd... Yeah. 1st Division, 2nd Corps was ordered to make a flanking maneuver on the bridge to try and clear out the defenders. And that, you can see, was just about to hammer down as the 2nd Division was just the 2nd Division just barely managed to clear out the defenders before 1st Division showed up to clean up the rest of them. And meanwhile, this division, instead of so it crossed Islands Ford, and instead of going north, was ordered on a wide flanking march west to try and come up from the south and hit Henry House Hill from the south. Because at that point, 2nd Corps commander knew that the main fight was going on around Groveton from dispatches he was getting from 5th Corps. So towards the end of the game here, you see that 2nd Corps' grand flank is just beginning to take shape as a pincer maneuver is about to develop. He has ordered 1st Division to press towards Buck Hill, and of course 3rd Division is now, as ordered, pressing towards Henry House Hill, which is where Marshall was actually hoping to form his next line of defense. The remnants of 2 brigades were coming up to Henry House Hill to try and form a defensive line. Other brigades that were rallying were going to come up. The forces on Buck Hill, after driving off Morel, were going to try and form up there. And essentially, this would have been a delaying action to try and halt the advance of 2nd Corps long enough for Jones' division, Anderson's division having been torn up in the fighting, to finish off the rest of 5th Corps. And that would have definitely happened, as the 5th Corps commander had just this turn ordered a general withdrawal after seeing the massive amount of casualties had been taking. And so this would have been wrapped up in a matter of about an hour, and it really would have been down to the aggressiveness of the assault by 2nd Corps, whether or not the Confederates would have been able to defeat 5th Corps and then turn around to fight 2nd Corps later in the day. Though my guess is that with the losses taken during the fighting against 5th Corps and needing a significant chunk of that division, Jones' division, to continue the pursuit to make sure that they don't come back, my guess is that the Union are going to carry the day eventually, though not without great loss. If I were to calculate the casualties, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5, 6. I believe 7 step losses for the Confederates, which is equivalent to about 3,000 casualties. And then if I look at the Union, they've lost 2 entire regiments captured. So that is 2,000 men right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step losses 6. Oh my goodness. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so the Union have taken much higher casualties.
Did you count the Confederate unit that got captured?
Oh, true. I didn't count the Confederate unit that got captured. So that'd be about 5,000 to 6,000 Union casualties and about 3,000 Confederate casualties. So, considering the Union outnumbered, that's roughly a trade. I think the Union got a little bit lesser of that, though the Confederate losses would have increased as 2nd Corps' assault landed. So, definitely, we're ending it before the decisive action, I think. But it's, we pretty much have the direction of where this would go. If I might as well open it up to player comments, let's start off with the Confederate Commander Marshall.
So I was playing against a bunch of cheaters. And in spite of playing against sheer cheaters, who were rolling dice actually against me, I think we did a pretty good job holding. I'm joking, of course. No, I think it was a fun battle. It was a very good scenario, very simple and straightforward, but filled with surprises. I expected everybody to come in from over here and to come this way, and I thought that I would have time to set up defenses here, like this, and that I would be able to hold you all day. And I didn't even see, with me having interior lines, how the Union could win. Of course, the way the Union won was outnumbering me and coming into battle and spoiling my plan long before I could set up, which I should have known better, right? I should have expected that to happen. And I think it was brilliant. I think both opponents did well. I anticipated being flanked around the south here. Um, what I didn't anticipate was that this unit would actually hold out as long as they did. I'm pretty pleased with that, but I knew I was going to get flanked. I just figured that was just obvious it was going to happen. And I was just hoping that we would win over here fast enough that I could then rush forces in this direction. And it looks like we won over there, but not quite fast enough. And so it is what it is. I think it was a very well constructed scenario. I really enjoyed the challenge. And Carter, I think you should play this scenario with different players and see how they play it. That would be really interesting to see how a different group of people do it. The folks in the north did a great job spreading out and smashing into me, and the guys in the south did brilliant work with their flanking maneuvers. Probably felt a little boring because all your men did was march mostly, but that's how the battles are won. I really I was impressed. I expected a flank around here. I did not expect this flank here. This was that's the genius move right there. That's the genius masterstroke. So that was really, really good. So and you had the guts to fight here. You knew you had to fight there, and you had the guts to do it. So props to whoever that commander was. Good job.
Yeah, so let's hear from him, Clueless Imp. It was your first Kriegspiel, so how'd you enjoy it?
Uh, yeah, it was really interesting. I I have to admit, like I felt like I spent most of this game in the dark. Like I knew that there was things happening to the north, but I couldn't really see any of it. And I just had to kind of like go on gut instinct about where the flanking maneuvers might land with best effect. With the assault, when I only saw two brigades, I thought, well, I'm just going to have to go for it because I don't know, because I don't know where the rest of the enemy disposition is. I didn't want to give him time to basically pile in troops behind and make that crossing just impossible. I second guessed myself with that first division flank. I went over that Bulls Ford, which probably delayed that action. I should have probably taken that Ford just
Lewis
to the
Ford.
rest of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lewis Ford. My thinking there was that I wanted to wanted that division to come up as a surprise, and I really committed to that assault because I was worried that everything would just fade in front of it. It would either pile in front of me or it would all fade, and I would just keep pushing. So that assault was really trying to lock those two that brigade down. But then the pile up never came. So I got some hurried dispatches from Kuntz, and then it wasn't until I joined up with First Division that I could actually see the fighting on hill, and I had somewhere directly to aim for. Other than that, Third Division was just heading into the Polegate crossroads. It was fun.
Good job. Very good job. You made good decisions, even if you didn't know it.
Yeah, I mean, if I may, Marshall, I'd
Mm.
I'd like to award him battle honors.
Yeah, absolutely. He's earned them.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then Kuntz, what'd you do? What'd you think?
I enjoyed the game. I wasn't sure exactly if this was the entire if this was the entire opposing force or not. I guess the 15 minutes of marching after sighting dust actually worked out because I got farther up on them than expected. My line held incredibly long for what was there. They were outnumbered for most of the battle, and my center held for most of the battle. It just started really falling apart the last half an hour or so. I was surprised that they held as long as they did.
Yeah, I was really trying to overwhelm you as fast as I could, and I just couldn't break you.
I kept plinking at you, you kept plinking at me, and I was getting the better of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They did their job. They took their casualties and held down the opposing force for as long as they could.
Yeah, well, it was decisive in the end.
Yeah. I was shaking in my boots the entire time because I was looking at all that gray coming towards me, and it's like, well, how am I going to stop this? These guys are not going to stand, and they stood. So, unfortunately, two groups of them are marching to the rear to be exchanged for prisoners later.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I think you did great. You were the spoiling attack. And when you came in, I was like, okay, I have to send something over there. So right away, you ruined my strategy on like turn one. And then once I saw that you had at least a core, I had to start putting everything I had in. So you were fighting pretty much the entire Confederate force, minus a brigade here or there. I did have reserves, and I was feeding in the reserves as needed, and I was trying to outflank you. But I just couldn't break you fast enough. Your guys held, and you did a really good job managing them. So good job.
I didn't like setting myself up like that because I committed everything. I had no reserves, so this was the last stand, and like he said, to advance to the rear.
Yeah.
And hopefully that sucks off enough your troops from the
It did.
roads for that group doing the flanking maneuver to get to where they need to be.
Yep, it did exactly that. So interesting. It's a really cool scenario, and I hope Carter runs it again with different players. It'd be interesting to see the result.
Yeah, I'd be interested just to see the result on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely wasn't the direction you'd expect.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you expected me to have these guys beat in like 3 moves, but I was tired. I was tired, so distracted, so I went pretty easy on them.
Didn't drink enough coffee.
Right?
I have the special needs daughter sitting here playing. She won't go to bed, so
Aww.
I'm getting ready to call it a night and just go. She'll lay down and fall asleep eventually.
Yep. That's all you can do. Same with my kids, or my son and his cousin. And yes, I'm going to bed, everyone. So thank you all. Thank you, Carter, for running this. You did a great job managing 3 people and rolling tons and tons of dice, I'm sure. And I want to thank everybody who's watched the live stream. And it's a good evening. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun, Carter.
Thank you, Carter.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure. That was fun.
Okay. Night all.
Good night,
Speak
all.
to you later. Bye.
And And to all of our watchers on YouTube, thanks for tuning in and thanks for being here. Achilles, George, everyone who's here, everyone who's watching the recording, thanks for tuning in. The Confederate or the Union did all right. They did well. We were apparently quite outnumbered, and it was one of those things where it was probably decided before it started, especially with the spoiling attack landing. And that really makes all the difference. So it is what it is, but I had a really good time, and that's the cool thing about Kriegspiel. You can totally play, a person who's never played before, and you can perform just about as well as a person who's played many times before. Just like it can kind of go in real life. This is not like playing a war game where people know the rules and they know how to, tweak those rules so as to get the most out of them, get those column shifts or those die roll modifiers and defeat you. It's not about that. It's about completely everything else that makes it war actually war. And that's what's cool about Kriegspiel. So don't be intimidated if you've never played before. You just might win. No problem. All right, good night, everyone, and we'll see you on the next adventure.